Welcome to Cameron House Marina. My name's Ruben, I'm the sales manager here at Marine Sales Scotland. This is a 2007 Jeanneau Prestige 30S powered by twin Volvo Penta D3 190 horsepower diesel engines. Aggressive in stature while afloat thanks to our stealth-like black hull, roof arch and engine vent custom wrap, matched with black anti-fouling subsurface, so you would unmistakably stand out in the quayside against any other 30S by a country mile. Now this was previously owned by us little more than 4 or 5 months ago. We owned her for stock, sold her to the current owner, who then wrapped her, and he is now selling because he is moving up the ladder for something slightly bigger. Big inlaid teak swim platform. You've also then got these privacy blinds which can be removed, and that gives you the ability, if you are docked up stern to like a marina like this and you just want to black out everyone else, do your own thing, you can do that. Leave the side sections up like we've done here. They also work quite well as a sunshade because it can get very warm in there, and thankfully you do have a retractable sliding roof which you can use to combat that. Now we've got a transom shower off to the port side. There is quite good walk around access, although you do need to use it from inside the port side of the cockpit. Let's take a look in here for a start. So we've got U-shaped seating off to starboard, chaise lounge on the port. We've got a cocktail area, or a wet bar here for example, with a hot and cold sink, and then there's a cocktail area here. That teak has continued the full way throughout the cockpit back onto the swim platform which you saw earlier, and then you've got storage recesses underneath the chaise lounge and storage underneath these here, and also fender storage up at the back next to where the plug-in is for your 230 volt with a galvanic isolator. Now everyone, the whole boating trend is moving away from canopies and everyone wants to have these hard tops. Thankfully this one as well has an electric sliding roof, so you aren't missing out when the weather's nice. The likes of, don't get me wrong, a lovely boat, but that sea line next door, when it rains, if you've got the canopy down, it is quite a struggle to get it back up in time. Very beamy for a 30 footer. You can drop this down. That will turn this area into a day bed should you want to use it like that. Now the table drops down and that gives that loads of support underneath for a few people to lie on it. The space is really big, and then you can take those back canopies off, and that really makes this transparent and open one with the outside. It's a fantastic space. Let's put it back and we'll move on with the rest of the boat. Fantastic with that back up. Now there's an onboard stereo system with speakers built into either side of the hull, both port and starboard there. You do have two down lights coming in from the fiberglass radar arch, and just underneath the helm position we've also got a fridge with a small freezer compartment directly next to the cocktail cabinet, so I'm sure you do get the idea. Now before we just come on to the mechanics of the helm, a great feature about this is there's a step that you can pull out, you can drop it down, and that means when the boat is underway you can actually stand and ride with the wind going through your hair. If you're bald, then I'm afraid there's no luck for you, but for those of us with a full head of hair, it's a great experience. Now we've got the centrepiece is obviously the steering wheel. Then off to the port side of the steering wheel we've got a Raymarine VHF. You've got things like your water pump, your fuel gauge indicator, your electric anchor winch control. Then on here you've got the master switch for this electric roof. It's not manual, we aren't barbaric. And then you have your bow thruster. Also to the side of that is your electric trim tabs. Then in front of you you've got a Raymarine C80 plotter with a GPS. Your tachometers on either side, and this Raymarine dial here, that will give you your speed. It'll also give you the water depth and the temperature appropriately. We'll take one final sweeping look at the cockpit, and then without further ado we'll go down into the saloon. So your 4 floating steps down, and you'll see the boat is actually quite fat along the gunnel fendering, and that helps them build quite high and quite beamy into the ceiling to give this quite an impressive feel when you're actually down here. We've got carpets underfoot, and then you've got this big U-shape which you can also convert by dropping the table into a double berth. I'll cover that in just a minute. Off to the port side is a galley with the high quality Corian worktop. You've got your microwave oven here with a sea catch. In here on the right is our fridge with freezer compartment, stainless steel hot and cold sink. You get hot water from both the engines and also the onboard calorifier, and then gas cooking facilities, and they look like they have actually never ever been used. Just behind the galley is the heads. So we've got a pump flush sea toilet. There's also a waste tank fitted to this. You would just pull out the shower faucet or the tap faucet to turn this into a shower. You've got storage just behind this locker here where the mirror is, and then you've also got more storage underneath and also a grab rail as well, just to ease you getting off the throne. Continuation of the stereo system just down here underneath the flat screen TV. You have your control for it, stereo, and then your main battery isolators and the breakers in there as well. A good piece of storage that. There is also storage throughout the entirety of the U-shape underneath here. You've got more lockers as well around the galley position. What we'll do is we'll drop the table in for now and we'll show you what this looks like when the berth is set up. And with that down, you now have a very large double berth at the bow of the boat. You can then pull across this curtain to seal this if you need a wee bit of privacy. You could also, maybe you just want to sit up against the backrest, put your feet up and then watch the television, whatever you want, you can do it. You've then got blinds for the forward escape hatch, that will pull across. You've also got a fly net, which you can pull the other way. And then both of the windows on either side have roll-up curtains, so you can black this area out as well. And by having the curtain just here in front of the skylight, it means you don't have to put an extra blind on this as well. So that is permanently open, permanently lets in natural light into the aft cabin. So we've got hanging locker storage in that cabinet there. Overspill seating, which I'm a very big fan of. You've got his and hers lights, reading lights here, and then a big aft cabin. Now notice how the hull is stepped, so if you do want to read, you can sit up with your back against the backrest, read a book, and there's plenty of headroom to do that. A nice elongated berth. The heads compartment is just behind that bulkhead there, and then it feels very clean down here. Jeanneau have done a very good job keeping everything light, so it makes it feel airy. You don't feel claustrophobic at all while you are underneath in this position. We'll just take one final look around the boat. Let me get this back up. And then finally, just from up at the bow, looking back. Perfect. Final step then is to take a look at the propulsion system. Let's have a look at the engines. So I'm actually standing in the lazarette here, just north of the engine bay. Good storage access here. And then the engines sit in there, twin Volvo Penta D3 190s. Now we serviced these at point of sale mid-season this year. We also did the outdrives, and they are a very clean, smooth running pair. I've actually had this boat out myself and I can vouch for it single-handedly. It does run very, very well. Something really completely bespoke thanks to the custom wrap. Remember, off to the port side you've got great walk-around capability as well. I'm Ruben from Marine Sales Scotland, where fun in the water begins.